कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Vishwamitra Maharshi, whom we have studied earlier, from being a Kshatriya king became a Rishi, a Maharishi, a Raja Rishi and Brahma Rishi. So much so that even Vasishtha recognized him. In fact, this enmity between Vishwamitra and Vasishtha was not restricted only to Valmiki's Ramayanam. Later, when Krishna Dvaipayana called Vedavyasa in Sri Mahabharatam describes in Adi Parva, in the first of the Parvas in Mahabharatam, he describes how the divine intervention was sought by Kunti in delivering her children. She requested Yamadharma Raja and thereby Yudhishthira was born. She requested Vayudeva and Bhima was born. Later, she requested Indra and Arjuna was born. The moment the rishis in the forest realized that this child shall later, during the Mahabharata Yuddham, in the Dharma Kshetram called as Kurukshetram, shall be a recipient of the Lord's quintessential knowledge called as Bhagavad Gita, they wanted to come and see the child because Maharishis knew what will happen in the future. They were called Dirghadarshis. Dirghadarshi means people who can foresee. So they all came in batches to witness this beautiful son born to Kunti and Pandu. While describing the list of the rishis who had come to see the newborn baby who is later going to become Arjuna, when listing down the names of the rishis, Vyasa intelligently says Vasishtho Jamadagnischa Vishwamitraha. So when Vasishtha and Vishwamitra are names beginning with the letter V, one is V for Vasishtha, the other is V Vishwamitra. So the starting letter is V. Whether it is V or V, it is from the same root letter V. So those two names should have been clubbed together. But he says Vasishtha, then Jamadagni. This Jamadagni is different from the Jamadagni which Kartavirya Arjuna killed. Later, Vishwamitra. Why should that Jamadagni name come between Vishwamitra and Vasishtha? Because Vyasacharya was of the opinion, as such I am writing Mahabharatam, which is going to talk about the Yuddham in detail. Imagine I keep Vasishtha and Vishwamitra's names together, one after the other. They will start fighting there. So instead I will insert one Maharishi's name who will bring forth peace. He will extend the olive branch between the two. So their enmity was very well known, but even now, in the court, they were very respectful towards each other. That is when Dasharatha promised to Vishwamitra, whatever you ask I will give, and then he said, Kakapaksha dharam veeram jeshtham me dadumarhasi swaputram rajashardulam ramam satyaparakramam. I know about the capabilities of your son. I know how courageous he is. I know how well equipped he is. I know how valorous he is. Please give me your son who has got Kakapaksham, who is the eldest of the brothers. Dasharatha swooned initially and then he said, I will not be able to give. He said, Shokena mahata vishta chachara chamumoha cha labda sanyajnas tathotaya vyashirada bhayanvitaha. So he said that I will not part away with my son. Then he said, see, I have promised that I will do whatever you want. Instead, I will come. See, I can fight really well. I have fought against Asuras in the past so many times, Vishwamitra. I will come. Ahameva dhanushpanir gopta samara murthani yavat pranan dharishyami tavadyosye nishacharai. I shall come and fight those demons who are troubling you in the sacrifice. You have wanted my son's intervention. He is too young. I shall come. I am experienced fighting such demons. I shall come and protect your sacrifice. Vishwamitra said, why should you come? I want Rama. Jeevitum munishardula, Dasharatha said, see, if you are asking for me, I can choose to say yes or no. But you are asking for my Atma. Remember this. The right translation for the Sanskritam word Atma is not available in the current English language. It is better, even in English lectures or talks, we retain the word Atma instead of calling it soul. The word soul from the Western world is a nice word, but that doesn't mean Atma. What does Atma mean? Apnoti iti Atma, that which attains. What it wishes to attain is called Atma. Brahmavit apnoti param. If the Atma in this material body desires moksham, it performs the upayam towards obtaining moksham, it gets moksham, it receives moksham. So, it is a very powerful meaning. Apnoti iti Atma. In fact, whenever we refer to Vyasacharya, we state Vyasam Vasishtha Naptaram Shakteh Pautram Akalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande. I now celebrate the son of Parashara. Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim. Why is he referred to as the Atmaja? The right word should have been Putra. Instead of using the word son, what does Atmaja mean? It is believed, it is a theory that the father's Atma comes in the form of the son or daughter. Please don't take it literally. It doesn't mean the Atma can be cut into 4 parts. If there are 2 daughters, 2 sons, each part is given to the daughter and son. No. It literally means that the father is born again as the son or daughter, which means the son or the daughter imbibe a lot of qualities of the father. So the son or the daughter is referred to as Atmaja or Atmaja of the father. Now coming back to this point, Dasharatha said, if you ask for me, I will come, but you are asking for my Atma, which is my dear son, how can I come? Yavat pranan dharishyami tavadyosye nishacharai jeevitum munishadula naramam netumarhasi. Oh, Vishwamitra, you should know, I cannot survive without Rama even for a moment. Yadiva raghavam brahman netum ichhasi suvrata. Netum ichhasi suvrata. So please grant me that particular boon. I can come, but my son cannot come. The moment Vishwamitra heard this, he said, you have to justify your stand, Dasharatha. Just like that, you cannot say that my son cannot come. What is the reason that you are giving? Telling that as a father I will sworn, all this will not work. Dasharatha tells, Unashodasha varsho me Ramo rajiva lochanaha na yuddha yogyatam yasya pashyami saharakshasaihi. This is a very important shloka uttered by Dasharatha Maharaja to Vishwamitra. Unashodasha varsho me, my son is not even 16 years of age. Udashodasha varsho me Ramaha, my son Rama, Rajiva Lochanaha, who has got eyes like the petals of a lotus. Na yuddha yogyatam yasya, he does not have the ability to fight in a particular yuddham. Pashyami saharakshasaihi, forget fighting, he cannot stand before the Rakshasas. So for this one shloka of 2 lines, 32 letters, the commentator called Govindaraja, in his commentary called Bhushanam to Ramayana, gives an exquisite meaning. It says, Dasharatha told, Chaturanga samayuktam maya cha sahitam naya, you take me with my army. Hey Vishwamitra, don't call my son. Then Vishwamitra asked, I have asked for your son, why are you coming? Why can't Rama come? Why isn't Rama coming? Dasharatha said, Balohya krita vidyascha nacha vetti bala balam nacha astra bala sampanno nacha yuddha visharadaha. My son is very young, Vishwamitra Maharshi. He does not know how to fight, whom to fight, how to fight, how long to fight, nothing he knows. Vishwamitra said, "You are acting as if your son Rama was born yesterday. How old is Rama?" Dasharatha said, "Una shodasha varshaha." He is not even 16 years of age, slightly less than 16 years of age. Now, we have to understand this particular age of Rama. So, I had mentioned in one of the earlier episodes that there are simultaneous equations with which we can solve. Let's keep x as the age of Sita, y is the age of Rama. Now, we have to examine various statements in the same Valmiki Ramayana that appear at different instances discussing the age of Rama and Sita. The first, Dasharatha tells, "My son Rama is not even 16 years of age." Not even 16 means he could be 16 or probably, better probability is less than the age of 16. So if y is the age of Rama, y less than 16 is our first equation. Next, we have this particular vakyam in Bala Kandam in the 3rd canto where Sita tells to Ravana, who is in the disguise of a parivrajaka, an ascetic, "Ashtadashahi varshani mama janmani ganyate bharta mama mahateja vayasa panchavimshakaha." Hey sannyasi, she is looking at Ravana. Ravana was in the role of a sannyasi, right? Hey sannyasi, while we left Ayodhya to the forest, I was 18 years of age. Ashtadashahi varshani. I had completed 18 years. Mama janmani ganyate. From my birth I had completed 18 years. Bharta mama mahateja vayasa panchavimshakaha. My husband had completed 24 and was running 25. Panchavimshakaha, 25 years. So X was 18. Y had just begun 25. Next, Samadvadasha tatraham Raghavasya niveshane. Sita tells later in Sundarakandam that we lived happily in Ayodhya after our marriage for 12 years. In whichever age Rama and Sita were married, after their marriage, from the day of marriage, they lived happily in Ayodhya for 12 years. Which means in that 12 years they were not sent on Vanavasam. Only after the completion of the 12th year, they were sent on Vanavasam. Now, with the equations we can solve. Previous equation, what was it? She tells when we left to the forest, I was 18 years. She tells we had completed 12 years of happy married life in Ayodhya, which means 18th year she left, 12 years they were happy, 18 minus 12, 6 years she must have gotten married. Correct? Now we've got two more equations that will come to our rescue. Kaushalya, while Rama went and sought Kaushalya's intervention, he says, "Mata, my father had commanded that I should become the heir apparent, Yuvaraja, yesterday. But today there is a change in plan. I have to go to the forest for 14 years. I have come to seek your blessings." Kaushalya starts sobbing. She starts shedding tears. Tears run down her cheeks. That time she tells, out of sheer agony, she tells, "Dasha saptacha varshani tava jatasya putraka Asitani prakakshantya maya dukkha parikshayam." My dear son, Dasha Saptacha Varshani, 10-7, which is 17 years have passed since your birth. In that case, if Sita left Ayodhya at the age of 18, she was married to Rama and lived happily in Ayodhya for 12 years prior to that. Sita must have been 6. What must have been Rama's age? Because Rama, while he goes along with Vishwamitra, father tells he is not even 16. So he could have been 16, 15 and a half, 15, 14 and a half, 14, 13 and a half, 13, 12 and a half, 12. One of the ages he could have been. Because he says, "Una shodasha varshome," slightly less than 16. So this could have been could have been the age. Correct. Now, she also tells to Ravana, when we left Ayodhya, Rama was running 25, which means he had just started turning 25 and completed 24. So he must have also lived with Sita for 12 years happily after marriage. So 24 minus 12, you will arrive at a certain number. Let's say it is 12 years. So Rama must have been at the age of 12. Sita must have been at the age of 6. But when Kaushalya tells Rama that I have waited for all this long to see you as a king, and 17 years since your birth, you are now going to the forest. How is this possible? Because when he went to the forest, he had completed 24. She tells you have completed 17. How do we do a samanvayam? Because for a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, at a certain age, the Upanayanam is performed, the sacred thread ceremony is performed. The recommended age, the minimum age is 7 years, which is 8th year from the time the child was conceived. Vedam tells 8th year, which means 1 year has gone in the Pita Garbham and Matru Garbham. Then the 7 years go while the child is in the mundane world. So 7th year, Upanayanam has to be performed. Janeyu ceremony has to be performed. If that is considered, because for Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, 7 years. But there is an exception. If the child is extremely talented, then you can do it at the age of 5. But Rama was now at the age of 7. So the 7th year when Upanayanam is performed, the son, the boy who undergoes this particular Upanayanam, acquires a new birth. Thereby, when there is a new birth, new mother should come. That Gayatri Mata, that Gayatri Chandas which is taught to the child becomes the mother. So, Gayatri Mata, that mantram is the mother and the child undergoes a birth. So, even if the child is 7 years of age, if you count that particular day as the rebirth from Gayatri Mata, then from 0, you have to add that 7, which means Rama left Ayodhya while he was turning 25. Which means 24 years were completed. You minus that 7 years, which is Upanayanam ceremony, you will get 17. So, Kaushalya had counted from the date of Upanayanam. Next, we also have Maricha Vakyam to Rama. Now, Vishwamitra comes, escorts Rama to the forest, he drives away Maricha, then goes marries Sita. So, all this happened in a week's time. So, Rama must have remained in the same age at that point in time. So, he was married to Sita while he was 12. He killed Maricha also while he was 12. How do we know? Maricha tells this to Ravana. Balo dvadasha varshoyam makritas tatra tacha Ragavaha, the who comes in the clan of Raghu, that Rama hit me and pushed me to this state while he was 12 years of age. So Rama was 12 years of age while he pushed me, says Maricha to Ravana. Sita tells we lived happily in Ayodhya for 12 years after marriage. She also tells while we left to the forest, I was 18 and he had completed 24 and started becoming 25. Correct. Next, we also have Dasharatha who tells that my son is not even 16 years of age. And then we have Sita Vakyam, Maricha Vakyam, and we have Kaushalya Vakyam in Ayodhya Kandam telling that I waited for 17 years from your birth, where she counts from Upanayanam. So 17 plus 7, you will arrive at a number. So from all this we can state, when Vishwamitra put forth his request to Dasharatha, Rama was 12 years of age.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.